So can you do it? What would it take to do it? Is it possible? Is it in the cards? Is it a realistic goal? I'd say there's like 3 variables that go into this. Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Grant Broggi from Strength Coach, and today I want to talk about what it takes to squat 500 pounds. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. Squatting 500 pounds. I've done it. Only a few times, but I have done it. My best squat ever is 515 pounds. And a lot of people look at those numbers and they think, wow, this is so strong. This is so insane. Personally, having been to a bunch of powerlifting meets, the Arnold, and seen lifting a bunch, I don't think a 500 pound squat is as impressive as some, but that's where I am. With that said, I also understand that a 500 pound squat is rare and most people have not done it. So can you do it? What would it take to do it? Is it possible? Is it in the cards? Is it a realistic goal? That's what we're here to answer. So the 1/4 ton squat. Should you be able to do it? Can you do it? Well, I'd say there's like 3 variables that go into this. The first is properly executing a linear progression when you are a novice. I started lifting weights when I was like 15, 14, somewhere around there, but I started lifting intelligently, the starting strength style method in about 2011. I had done CrossFit. I had done Jim Wendler's 5-3-1. I had done strong lifts a little bit. And I was reading the practical programming book. I was reading the Big Blue book, and it kept saying, who wants to be a novice? You do. Just add 5 pounds to the bar.
Add 5 pounds of workout to your sets of 5.
And I thought, I've been lifting since I played rugby in college. What are you talking about? I'm not a novice. I've been doing this for a long time. You know how 24-year-olds are. We know everything. And so finally, as a Marine, I said, screw it. Let me just lift hardcore starting strength, add 5 pounds, and run the program. So I did. And I got really strong, stronger than I had ever been. I think my best squat had been like 340 or something like that. And I finished my novice linear progression and I squatted 465 for a single. And I look back on that training day. I was training with a bunch of Marines. It was pretty hype. It was awesome. We were outdoors. And 465 went well. I look back, a lot of technique issues. Also, probably could have done more weight that day. So why do I tell you that story? Why do I tell you that I had to run the novice program and get my squat up to 465? Because most people won't do that. You have people maybe like me that have been lifting or been active their whole life and they think of like a starting strength approach where, hey, let me just see if a 5 pound increase in stress will do something for me. And they think that sounds crazy because they're already strong, they're already fit, they're already above average. But if you've never done that, you need to do it. Then if you're doing it, you need to do it seriously. A lot of people run their novice phase with this laissez-faire approach and they don't really attack it. You need to realize that this is your time where you're building your base of strength. You need to sleep well. You need to eat well. You need to never miss a training session. You need to get under the bar with a little bit of anxiety, worried if you're going to come up. You need to make sure you're setting your safeties every time. Not so you don't die, but I mean that mindset of I need to set my safeties. That's the kind of weight you should be feeling in your squat during the novice progression. This is a good time to have a coach on that initial phase so you can understand when to add a light day on the squat, when to start running it out, when to add a volume and an intensity day. But you need to get that base of strength up correctly right out of the gate and maximize those easy newbie, beginner, novice gains. That's what I did after years of training, incorrectly. And then, so 2013, I squat 465. Then what happens? 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. 5 years go by before I squat 500. I fail it 3 to 4 times there in between. You might say, Grant, that's just a programming error. Grant, blah, 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 blah. No, but what I want you to know is I was training. Even if you don't like my program, even if you don't like what programs I was following, if you don't like my diet methods, I was gaining weight. I was up to 242. I was not missing sessions. I lived, breathed, and slept a 500 pound squat. It was all I wanted. And it took me 5 years. It took me 5 years to add 35 pounds to my squat. So the second thing you need is, the first thing is 1, run the novice linear progression hard and aggressively and long and gain some weight and all that stuff. 2 is you need time. You need time. You need to train. And that is something that you need to think about of, hey, it's not always thinking about, I'd squat at 465, I need to squat 470, but it's starting to think about, hey, what's my 5x5 squat? Oh, that bottom number's going up. What's my overall tonnage in the week? Are those things all going up? but it's going to take time. You don't PR every week once you're no longer a novice. If you're truly no longer a novice, if you run the first part well, the novice phase, congratulations, you did that well. Guess what? You just made it a whole lot harder to keep getting stronger. So this is where understanding that the process is just as important as the result is important. To just, hey, the process, me going to the gym, me training hard, me working hard will end up giving me the result I want, but it may take time. In the case of my 500-pound squat, I actually got so annoyed that I hadn't done it. I finally just gained a bunch of weight. I went from 220 to like 250 and I crushed 500. I've done it. Olympus has fallen. It's now 2024. My best squat is 515. I've missed 520 one time. It's the most I've ever walked out. I don't really have any ambitions to do 600 pounds. Feel like 500 is enough. Now, the last thing that I will say is there are freaks out there. There are some of you that can lift weights that don't make any sense. There are some of you that at age 16 squatted 450 pounds. For the average guy, 500 pounds is pretty above average. It's going to take years of training, and not like years of training like, oh, I started lifting in 2016. Well, it's 2024. So you've been training 8 years? Oh yeah. And then to find out that you didn't lift at all between 2020 and 2023. It's going to take years of consistent training, showing up, working hard, not skipping out. And it's also probably going to require that you're well over 200 pounds.
We don't care about your abs. We care about the numbers on the bar.
I'm not saying there aren't guys under 200 squatting 500. Obviously there are. But for the average guy of average genetics, it's going to take a properly well-run novice phase, 5 to 6 years of consistent training, at least that's what it took for me, and a body weight most likely of over 200 pounds. Hope this video helps. Hope I didn't crush your dreams. Keep squatting. Keep walking it out. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.